Madam President, Your Excellencies, and distinguished delegates, on behalf of the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and on behalf of the people of Uganda, it is my pleasure to present Uganda's second Voluntary National Review Report. 5 years ago, the government of Uganda made a commitment to deliver on the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. And in 2016, the government developed a multi-stakeholder SDG coordination framework, which was anchored within the mainstream government coordination arrangements. This framework defines and delegates roles and responsibilities for coordinating the implementation of the SDGs. Some milestones include the appointment of the Minister in charge of general duties as the focal point minister in charge of SDGs, and the establishment of a fully fledged National SDG Secretariat. Since 2016, Uganda has made good progress on all the SDGs. Before the COVID-19 outbreak, the economy had registered strong recovery and was projected to grow at 6.0% in 2019-2020. Other achievements include electricity access rate from 14.5% in 2015 to 28% in 2019, reduction in unemployment rate from 33.8% in 2013 to 9.7% in 2017, increases in proportion of national paved roads from 80% in 2017 to 93% in 2019, and growth in manufacturing from 4.6% in 2018 to 7.1% in 2019. The number of people covered by a mobile network by technology from 20.2 million in 2015 to 25.6 million in 2019. This progress is attributed to several policies and strategies, and key among them are social protection programs for the women, the youth, and the elderly, as well as job creation and youth empowerment, gender equality and women empowerment, a sound refugee policy. Currently, Uganda hosts 1.4 million refugees, the biggest number in Africa. Rural electrification program has gone on very well. Climate action interventions, among others, are some of the milestones that have been made. Uganda's parliament has been proactive in supporting government efforts to implement the SDGs. The parliament assesses the performance of the national budget using compliance tools, and this has resulted in the level of compliance of ministerial budgets to the SDGs going up from 54% in 2018 to 63% in 2019. The government has worked closely with civil society organizations and development partners to launch the Leave No One Behind campaigns, dubbed as Tondeka Mabega. And the government has also translated the SDGs into 10 local languages. This is a means of localization of the SDGs. Currently, the government is working with the United Nations to launch a 1 million youth SDGs solutions initiative. Allow me, Your Excellencies, to invite Ms. Immaculate Akelo, a vibrant young Ugandan who is a member of the Youth Coalition for SDGs. She is a person with a disability and runs Generation Engage Network, which focuses on climate action and social entrepreneurship. I now invite Immaculate to speak on behalf of Uganda's special interest groups. Immaculate, you are welcome.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. My name is Immaculate Akelo from Uganda, representing the special interest groups. Your Excellencies, On behalf of all special interest groups in Uganda, I wish to extend our appreciation to the government of Uganda, civil society organizations and development partners for championing the inclusion of children, youth, persons with disabilities, women, older persons, persons living with HIV and AIDS, and ethnic minorities in development planning. We thank the government for the legal, policy, and institutional frameworks that emphasize inclusivity. We also thank the government and development partners for putting in place interventions that support the inclusion of special interest groups. Through affirmative action, government has worked towards improving the enrollment, retention, and completion of learners at all education levels. The Go Back to School interventions have supported vulnerable and marginalized children who had dropped out of school to return and stay in school. In higher institutions of learning, vulnerable students from hard-to-reach areas and students with disabilities have been given scholarships to join tertiary institutions. Though efforts have been made to include special interest groups, stigma and discrimination still exists, and it affects their rights, participation, and inclusion in the development processes. Your Excellencies, there is also inadequate funding for social protection, poverty alleviation, health insurance, and access to financial services. We wish to extend a call for action to government to address these concerns, as well as raise SDGs awareness among all special interest groups and ensure that hard-to-reach areas are covered. Having said that, I wish to stress that we appreciate the commitment of the government and its partners for not leaving behind those of us who are in the special interest groups. We are counting on them to give due attention to our call for more action. On behalf of Uganda's special interest groups, thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Immaculate. Your Excellencies, let me state that while there are still many gaps, the government of Uganda recognizes the need for high quality and inclusive development planning that advances the achievement of the SDGs. Our third five-year National Development Plan for financial years 2020-2021 to 2024-25, which will soon be launched. This plan is 90% aligned to the SDGs and will be a vehicle for accelerating SDG implementation and Uganda's Vision 2040. The plan has identified interventions under three broad categories, namely environment, governance, and industry. And to fast-track efforts, the government has identified key areas for accelerated implementation in this decade of action. And these include stronger partnerships, coordination and collaboration, deeper localization and popularization of the 2030 Agenda, building a leadership culture for the SDG agenda at all levels, promoting SDG-focused innovation by all citizens, especially young people, and focusing on financing for SDGs, strengthening data, monitoring, and reporting on SDGs. Your Excellencies, COVID-19 has exposed fundamental sustainable development challenges, and our reality has changed in major ways. Still, Uganda's resolve to achieve the SDGs remains unshaken. Our path to recovery must and will be aligned to our SDG journey. As we continue on this collective journey, we commit to our promise to the people of Uganda and to the planet. No one will be left behind. I thank you.